What's up guys, it's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Build It video. Today we're going to be doing part 2 of the 2022 High Level Contest Premier's Guide. For those of you who have not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. Anytime that you guys can get my name out there, advertise my channel, like and comment, it boosts my algorithm and it is much appreciated. Okay, you can join us on Discord or Facebook. Both the links are down below in the description box. And let's go ahead and just get right into this. If you did not watch part 1, you should watch part 1. This portion of the 2022 CoM guide is going to be going through the assignments and explaining what you need to know about each one. Hopefully we can get through it quickly. There are some things that I have to correct on this, but we'll do that in the video, so they'll be corrected by the time you pull up the written guide. All right. War delivery. This task is on a time limit. It can only be done during war or when the monster is in your city. Keep that in mind when rotating so that you're capable of doing this task. That being said, it means that it takes priority over something else of equal value. Algorithm. Let's see here. Task has a low spawn rate, but you will usually see it 2 to 3 times per contest. Opportunity. It brings good opportunity for higher tasks as it is premium. Risk, if there are no high upgrades in your list, you run a small risk of having this kickback a high upgrade. That is for a low-level player, okay? So risk does not apply to high-level players. You'll see this in blue if there is no risk to you guys, so you guys can skip over that. War Launch Common Attack is a non-premium task. It can only be worth up to 2,400 points. I did put value ranges on this, which the other CoM guide did not have. Some of them are exact, some of them are just a range. This one goes from 800 to 2,400. It is a limited task, meaning you can only do it on the monster or during war. Okay. Pops up usually 1 to 2 times per contest. It's a good opportunity for higher tasks. If at main task value, you high-level players would usually rotate it. Okay. Risk is low, meaning it normally does not cause anything negative to happen for you guys. Launch Rare War Tech is a task that is in combinations of, let's see here, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So it's limited time. You know, you can only do it. War, monster, you got the point. Normally 1 to 3 times per contest, unless it's one of your repeat tasks. Doesn't mean you will see it. It just means that you could. Usually, that's the range. Opportunity. When worth 1,000 points, this task has a high chance, okay, that's of resulting in, that's for low level, hold on. So you have a decent average, then you would rotate this before war ends. Let's see. Risk does not apply to high level players. So that is a good assignment to rotate in if you're looking to get a high upgrade, being that it's a 1,000 point assignment. Or if it comes in for 1,000 is what I'm trying to say. Algorithm. This task does not pop up very often. Opportunity. When it's in your list worth 12,000 or 1,200, it brings great opportunity for higher premiums. When it's in your list for a lower value, this task should be put high priority to rotate. It can be worth so many points and bring great opportunity. Hang on. That? When it's in your list for a higher value. Okay, that's right. Okay. Risk does not apply to you guys, so work hard upgrade can only be worth 3,000 points. This task can be done, you know, in seconds. So if that's in the starting week, do that one before anything else so you get it done quickly. It usually does not appear several times, but it can. And if it does, that really sucks for high-level players that have very expensive war card upgrades. That being said, if you're somebody who is high-level and you have, like, minimal war cards, you're just about to start the streaks, do not rotate that assignment in if it's going to be of risk to you. Okay, let's see. War Booster. This one usually brings in a upgrade. So for high-level players, that's great. Now we have specific war attack. This assignment is non-premium. It usually does not occur very often. So it's basically a non-premium with a very low algorithm rate, meaning it has a really good opportunity to bring in something better. Okay. Launch attack in club wars. This particular assignment can only be done during war. It usually does not come back more than like one other time in the contest, if that. But just be careful. If your club is, going to be ending war soon, you probably want to get that done for sure. Okay. Monster. The value of 1,000 to 2,500. It is non-premium. It has a very high algorithm on it, so the risk of rotating it before the streaks is very, very high. You wouldn't want that to keep coming back. You don't want to rotate it when your low premiums are, being rotated first because it'll cover up your good doorways. Be very careful with this assignment. Earn coins. Okay, the value range is up to 1,500 usually. This task is considered a rotatable task for low-level players. Let's see here. The algorithm is medium. It's not quite as high as Monster. Like, you can do it and have it stay away, but the Monster is pretty much inevitable. Same thing with, like, keys and repair. So, for, high-level players, you don't do this assignment ever unless you are at the last, assignments, you've done the streaks, and you're doing value over opportunity, and it's the highest in the list. Then you would do it. But that's a really rare occurrence. Airport delivery to Paris. This is a non-premium. It has decent opportunity. If it's at main task value, then yeah, get it done. If it's lower than like 1,600, you probably won't do this assignment at all. And usually you only do it at 1,600 if it's like covering up one of your good doorways or you have no other better options for rotation. Risk is low. Airport delivery to Tokyo or London. Both of these are about the same. Algorithm is, if it's not one of your repeat tasks, it's like a low to medium. You could get it, several times if it's your repeat task, which sucks, but, it is what it is. There isn't a whole lot of risk with that one. Opportunity is good. Beach and mountain are non-premium, but they always come in for 2,500 points, which is great. So if you have these available in your list, only do these in Mega and never cancel them because they will just come right back. So if you're in a lower league, canceling them is pretty pointless. All right, the next one is cargo, non-premium. Now, non-premium cargo has a low to medium algorithm rate to it, so it's kind of a hit and miss. If you're noticing that it's coming back more than like 2 times, watch that and stop rotating it in. Usually, high-level players don't rotate this in unless it's at the value of at least 1,800. If it's blocking one of your really good doorways, you may have to, but try to avoid this task if you can, okay? Now, we have Epic non-premium. This one usually has a medium algorithm rate once it gets done at least once. So usually what ends up happening is people do the Epic and they get it, 1, 2, 3 times right after, they do like one other assignment, then they get Epic and then so forth. It either stays away after that or just keeps coming back. So unless this task is at main task value, don't touch it. It's just going to keep coming back. If you're a high-level player without, regional maps that have epics available on them, then you should use caution when you rotate, okay? Especially if it's before the streaks. Launching VU. Now, launching VU is a hit and miss. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. It has a pretty decent algorithm attached to it. And you rotate it between regional upgrades and airport upgrades. So the sequence of rotation is going to be Latin and Old Town being high premium, okay? Then Omega, then regional, then VU, then airport, Okay? So, saying that you already rotated Omega and it came back with a low value and you haven't rotated VU, then you would do VU before Omega. You have to kind of pay attention to what order you have already tried to rotate them. That also speaks to the history of your assignments. Another reason why you guys should be taking screenshots. Okay? Not a whole lot of risk here, but if you're low on VU, you want to be very aware of that before streaks for sure. You should be preparing for VU though. If it's one of your repeat tasks, you can have it so many times in a row. So yeah, you should start every week with around 50 of each VU. VU repair. This assignment is extremely high in algorithm. It usually just keeps coming back. If it's at the value of 1200, you're definitely not going to touch it. Pretty much you only do this assignment if it's 2000 points or higher. And let's see here. Land expansion. Now this one is a pain in the butt. It's always in your damn list. The sooner you can get these taken care of, the better. Because then it'll be out of your way and you won't have to deal with it anymore. You know, try not to have this one pop up anywhere that's going to cause you a lot of risk, you know. So if you can't keep doing it, I wouldn't even bother with it. Just get your land unlocked as quickly as you can. Okay, let's see here. Design upgrade and submitting design challenge are both basically the same thing. So submitting design challenge can be worth only 2,500 points. If you have that at your starting week or at any point in time, you know, way before the streaks or whatever, try to, I don't even know if that task can come in the streaks. I've never seen it in the streaks, not recently anyway. I don't think it can. But point being, if you can submit that design challenge for 2,500, you should do so to open up that value placement. The worst thing that can happen is it can come back with 2,500 again. Best case scenario is that it comes back as a design upgrade for 800 points, and at least it's not taking up a 2,500 place value. Okay, factory productions. Now, for you high-level players, basically within the first 20 to 25 assignments, you want to do your long factory productions. Otherwise, you leave them to sit unless you can afford to do them, like we were talking about earlier with the whole sugar situation. Basically, you move as quickly as you possibly can. If the risk outweighs the reward, then you don't mess with it. Okay, if the reward outweighs the risk, then you can afford to do it multiple times or whatever, then you should. Okay, if it's worth a decent amount of points. Chemicals are pretty much trash unless they're holding one of your main place values, and usually it's like, unless they're right around 17 to 1900 or higher, you really should try to avoid these because they usually just keep coming back. Now, for high-level players, it's not a super big deal because it's only 2 hours, but you don't want to have to take any more downtime than necessary, especially if you have your regional HQs open. Metal, wood, plastic, seeds, and minerals do not take very much time, and, you know, they're usually not able to be worth a whole lot of points, so you should only rotate those when your main tasks are gone. Okay, animal feed, we talked about that. Let's see. Glass and electric, you guys can flip through that. Textiles, same general concept. They have an okay algorithm to them. Significant not, you know, a lot of downtime, but just don't rotate it if you don't have to. You know, if it's decent points and you have the time, then yeah, go for it. Okay. Sugar has a high algorithm. If you can avoid rotating it, you should. If it's decent value and you are in a situation where you can afford to, then go for it. All shop productions are technically non-premium assignments for high-level players. For low-level players, we consider them premium. Now, almost all ones. Beef can be worth like 3,100 points or whatever. Some of the regional shop productions can be worth quite a bit of points as well. But for the most part, they're non-premium, okay? They do have good opportunity, but just, you know, if they're not worth a whole lot of points, try to avoid them. For example, we had a person that did a 1,200 keys versus a 1,200 fries. The 1,200 fries had been sitting since the start of the week, basically, and was this person's good doorway. And they decided to go with the 1,200 keys when they were only 22 tasks in, which was about the stupidest thing you could do. The keys is only going to keep coming back. And the fries hold better opportunity. So that would be a scenario in which you would do the shop production. Okay? Upgrade regional hotspot. You don't normally get this assignment very often, and you usually never get it 2 times in a row. That being said, the risk is very low. It is very good opportunity. The algorithm is very low. Okay, regional factory. So the regional factory value range is 1,300 to like 1,600. Might be a little higher, 1,700, something like that. Now, the regional factory is kind of a pain in the butt because you have to sit there every like 6 minutes and collect 5 to 6 of them, depending on if you bought the premium pass. That being said, just, you know, it does have a low algorithm to it, so it is very good opportunity. If you're in a situation where, you know, that's your highest non-premium and lowest algorithm, then you should do it. Regional shop production, you should be prepping your highest regional item before the contest because they're like 3.5 hours long. So that's like 4 gold tokens for 1 day of assignment, maybe even more. These tasks don't have a whole lot of risk, but the main issue with this task is that if it returns, it's normally of a longer shop production and can, like I said, be a lot of hours per item. So if you have a regional HQ open and or streaks or whatever, that's a lot of downtime. Regional export HQ. This one can be worth up to 3,000 points. If you do not pay attention to which ones you've opened and all of your regional HQs close, then you could fail a streak or whatever. So this one has a very high risk attached to it. It's very, very important that once you open your regional HQs that you move as quickly as possible. If you are in a position where you have some of them open, some of them closed, then and you can afford to do that assignment, then great. But if not, then you should not. Okay? And that covers all the assignments and their walkthroughs. We're going to pick up with part 3 here in a little bit and finish up the 2022 guide.